Hello and welcome to the demo of Factory Planner. This is a card-based factory game. It is quite early in the development cycle, so there's a couple rough edges, but I think it shows a lot of potential, so I want to take a quick look at it. Let's jump into a new game and see what it's all about. So we're doing a quick tutorial. This is our deck panel down here where we collect our cards at. We can organize them how we see fit, and we can place the cards, so we can drag them to the factory floor here, and this will put a miner down. There we go. We have some panels available. Let's just end this tutorial. So we need to place a miner to the board. We got that done. Now we need to, top left of the screen here, the missions, connect a conveyor connection between the miner and the iron mine. So we will grab this. The connections are a little finicky right now. You have to be real careful where you grab, otherwise you end up grabbing the whole card. So we completed that. We got our first link done. Now we need to craft a container. Go to the craft section down here. This is a container, the only card we have available right now. Costs 6 iron plates, 12 bolts, and 2 copper ingots. They have basically given us these materials to start the game off, so we will use that to craft a container. Puts it in our deck panel down here. Now we can drag it to the factory floor and put it down. And then we can grab this and connect it up, and now we have iron ore being delivered to the container. You can click on the miner here and see it says intake speed of 60 per minute. I assume that means it puts out 60 per minute, but that is yet to be seen. Alright, next we need to do, it's giving us a logging site, so let's put that down on the board. And a whipsaw. A whipsaw is basically a miner for the logging site. It harvests trees for us. Let's connect these up. And we need to craft a bioburner. So let's go to the crafter panel. We have a bioburner here. It costs 10 iron rods and 10 bolts. Again, the game has provided that for us to get us going. So to craft on that, let's grab the bioburner up to here. And let's connect the logging to the bioburner. We need to select the bioburner, grab the production, and select we want it to do wood energy here. So let's select that recipe there. I can see this consumes 10 per minute, and it looks like it generates, I think, what does it generate? Let's see if we can figure that out. Information on the top left here, it generates 30 megawatts. So now we need to craft a smelter. Smelter here. Again, 12 iron ingots. Let's grab that one. Drag that up to the board here. Now let's see what we got here. Assign iron ingot recipe to the smelter. We can do that really easy by going to production. Select iron ingot. Takes 30 iron ore per minute and generates 30 iron ingots. Select that recipe there. And let's zoom in here. You can use your middle mouse button to drag. It's very hard for me to do that. I have Parkinson's, so I use the WASD keys. However, there's no sensitivity adjustment, so it travels super fast. So until I put an adjustment for that, we're just going to have to deal with it. But it's the only way I can move around the screen, so I can make small adjustments. But bear with me. So let's get this connection out of here. Let's grab this container over to here. Move this into place here. We will grab the iron ore from there into the smelter and then into the container. Now the smelter requires power. This little yellow connection is power. Basically the connections on the left side are inputs, the ones on the right side are outputs. So we are creating power up here. We can grab this bioburner and drag it down here and put it into there. So now we have power hooked up to the smelter and we're crafting iron ingots. Alright, we can also organize our cards down here. We can click on organizations, facilities, and it'll filter out the cards based on what we've selected. We'll just leave it on all cards right now, but we'll need this later on when we get multiple cards going. The next mission is to place a constructor on the board. Let's grab the crafter. We have a electric box here. This is very nice, but we need some wire and conduit to get that going, so we're going to have to wait on that one. The constructor here is 8 iron plates, so we need to make some iron plates to get the constructor up and running. So let's click on the smelter here, see if we can change this recipe. We cannot. Oh, but it's giving us a constructor, so that's nice. We can just put this on the board here. And it's giving us an electric box. Nice. So the electric box works basically, this is kind of deceiving. It is 3 inputs and 3 outputs. So you cannot connect this to an output. It doesn't work. I'll show you. Can delete this one here. This is an input. You cannot hook it up there. This is input, this is input. You cannot hook up input to input. You have to go from the right side, even though it looks like this is a splitter. You have to go from this side. to this side. So I hooked up power back to the smelter. Let's move this stuff out of the way. It does not have a multiple card select right now, so we have to move one card at a time. There's 3 connections now, so we can grab this next one and grab it down to the constructor here. Now we've powered to both of those. Just take this out for now. Move this down, move this up. Let's set a recipe for this. Let's see if we want iron plates next, I believe. And now I assign it wants iron rods, so let's grab the iron rod recipe. That requires iron ingots. And we can grab the container and hook it up to there. In the beginning of the game, we have to reuse certain items to get us to where we need to be. Eventually, we'll be able to split stuff and create extra iron mines. But until then, we kind of have to jump around a little bit. So we're going to reset this constructor to, it wants bolts next. So we have 2 recipes. 12 iron ingots per minute, 10 rods per minute. So let's grab the iron ingot one since we're producing iron ingots. That'll produce 4 bolts. And we can just leave the setup basically as going now. It's producing bolts instead of iron rods. So we need 20 of those. And next up it wants us to do iron plates. So we can set this to iron plates. Select that recipe. And we need 10 of those. This is all being stored in our container here. You can click on extraction and see what you have in there. We have 123 iron ore. We don't really need that, so I'm going to extract some of that. 57. You can extract it. It puts it down here on your deck plan. And then we can grab this and just drag it over to the stealth slot, which has not been unlocked yet. So we'll have to wait till the tutorial where we hit that point. We need to craft a container and a miner. So let's go ahead and do that. There's the container. We have this parts now that we just produced. And it wants us to do a miner as well, which is 5 rods and 7 bolts. Craft that. Grab the miner up here. And it wants us to put the container on the board too, I think. So place a copper mine. It's giving us a copper mine now. We can put that on here. Now it wants us to sell 32 pieces of bolts. So let's go back up to here. Let's change this constructor to bolts. Set that recipe, get that going. And then we have another recipe to connect the copper miner and the copper mine and the miner. Let's get these hooked up. Wants us to produce some copper ore, so let's get that going to the new container we just put down. And now that the cell card is unlocked, we can actually grab this iron ore that we extracted earlier, drag it to the sell spot. It asks you if you want to sell it. Gives you 1.4 thousand coins, I guess we'll call it. These can be spent in the shop, so we can actually buy materials in the shop. So if we're in need of something, we can buy the materials that we need. We're just going to leave that be for now. Smelter costs 12 iron ingots, which we have. And then it wants us to put iron ingots or copper ingots on the board now, so let's get rid of this. Drag this over, grab the smelter. This is going to need power. Do that to there, and then we have one more power connection left right now. 32 bolts, we might have that by now. We can check the bolts here. We have 91, so let's click on the bolts. Extract 32 of them. 34 is close enough. And then sell those to complete the mission. Next up is place a limestone quarry on the board, so they've given us a limestone. Let's put this up here. We need to craft a miner for that. So let's find the miner. Here's the miner here. It requires 5 iron rods and 7 bolts. Good there. Drag that up to here. That gets that going. Need to place a constructor down now. Looks like they've given us another electric box, so that's pretty nice. What we can do is delete all these. Put this electric box right here, I guess. And we'll just use this as like a splitter. We can hook these back up. A constructor, so we need to get a constructor going. Constructor requires iron plates, which is good. We're making those right now. Grab this up to here. Let's connect these up, some power, and set the recipe. We are making cement here. Cement requires 45 limestone per minute. Let's see if we can craft another container. This up here. On some of these missions we have sell 16 pieces of iron plate. We can grab that right here. Iron plate is here. Good there. We need to craft a splitter. Splitters are going to be awesome. Grab the splitter. It costs some wood, some iron rods, and some cement. We can craft that, but we're going to need to craft another container. Let's grab organization, container. Let's go ahead and craft that, and let's throw some. Grab our splitter. Put that up here. Put our lumber back in so we can get our factory back up and running. And then we'll put some wood in a container as well, because that's one of our missions. So we've unlocked a whole bunch of stuff here. Produced 99 sacks of cement, we're working on that. Produced 99 pieces of wood, we're working on that. Sell 100 pieces of iron rod. So let's grab the iron production right here. Let's switch this over to iron rods. Select that recipe. That'll get that one done. Alright, you can see my constructor here has stopped working. Nothing's flowing, the dots aren't moving, the progress bar is not moving. I think this is just an early access or a demo bug. They will probably work this out, but I think in order to fix it, I can just disconnect this power and reconnect it, and it should start working again. Maybe we're pulling too much power. So that's still stuck. Let's see what we got here. You can click on some of these warnings, but it just says that this output storage is full. So the smelter here is information panel. There's no alert here. So there's no reason why this shouldn't be moving unless we've overpowered it, which I don't think we have. Let's come up here, see if we can reconnect this, if this will work. Still not working, but I bet you if I disconnect this, it'll work. So it was splitting all of the wood down to here, which turned off our power. Our next mission is to sell some iron rods. We should have plenty by now. Looks like we've already got credit for selling some of them, so let's go ahead and sell 55 to complete the mission. That's 55. Go down to resources, grab the iron rods and sell those. Completes that mission. Now we're going to take a little side detour here and fix this up. Let's grab some constructors. And do we have any electric boxes? We do not. We're going to make some. We're going to set this to make wire. We're going to let that run for a while, make some wire, and then we're trying to get to this electric box. We need wire and conduit. So we are going to grab wire from here. And then we will set this one to conduit, which requires wire to make, so we will organization, splitter, craft that. Grab that up here. Let's get rid of that. That's actually not needed, right? Because we need the splitter over here. So this was actually fine. This makes wire. This needs to come to the splitter. And then half the wire needs to go up to the constructor. Half of it can go to the container. That'll get us wire going, but we need to get some power. Unfortunately, we're out of electric boxes right now, so we're going to have to disconnect some of this other stuff. So I guess we'll disconnect this stuff for now. And that. This should get wire going. We need another container. This is set to conduit. So I don't know what the splitter arrangement is here. Like there's no wire coming in here, right? Like there should be, right? We have power. We have wire being made. It should be split into here, but it's not being made. Like if we disconnect this, it's still not flowing. There it goes there. So there's some kind of priority system that I don't quite understand yet. We could try hooking these up differently. Looks like the bottom one has priority, but it's not allowing anything to flow through here, so I don't know why is nothing flowing through here. We should be getting wire. Biomass burner right set up right now. This, from what I can tell, does 60 per minute. Right here, it's intake speed, so I don't know what it outputs, but I would assume it outputs 60 per minute, so these each use 10 per minute. Right here, wood energy. We need to set the recipe on this one to wood energy. And we can just drag this in. And now we have 2 biomass burners going, so we can actually just expand this down and make up to 6 biomass burners on here. So that's that. We're going to just micromanage this to get the conduit and the crafters that we need, the wire that we need for the electric boxes. But we're going to do a new setup for a wire now. We're going to grab an electric box down here and basically we're going to make sure the bottom one goes down here. And we can put a box over here. And then same with this one, we'll make sure this goes up to the top. So this will go up to the top. And we'll just use this one for the middle. So from now on we will daisy chain these down and up so that we have all power coming from the source right here. Grab this one. This is going to go to the next electric box down here. So if there's another electric box down here somewhere, we'll just connect this bottom one up, so we'll leave this bottom one open for future expansion. But now we can revise this stuff. Next mission is to craft an assembler. Let's see what's required for that. Assembler needs some wire and some iron plates. So we need to, I guess, disconnect this one. That'll get the wire flowing. We can get rid of this copper ore. So there we go, we got the wire. Let's craft the assembler. Assembler uses 2 inputs. Looks like we have a whole bunch of recipes we can do. I've played a little bit before, so I have some extra stuff unlocked. If you don't see this stuff, don't worry. It's just because I played once before, so it's showing me some stuff I've unlocked. Constructor to level 2, let's grab this. What does this cost to upgrade? Requires a shaft. What is a shaft? Let's grab the assembler here. This would be a shaft right here. It needs iron rods and bolts. So let's see if we can work our iron setup a little bit. Let's pull these in and get these set up so that we can make iron rods and plates and bolts out of this iron mine right here. Alright, so this, to see if this one works. This will go out to here. This will go up to here. You can set this one to make bolts. You can set this one to make plates. And this one can make rods. Let's try a merger. See if we can merge 2 different materials. I don't know if this will work. It should. There's that. Then we need to get some power in here. So that appears to be working. This is moving, this is moving. Let's see if this one starts moving. There's no iron ingots yet. This creates 30 per minute. How many does this use? 15 and 30. So we're using all of these, so we won't be able to keep these connected. This one will never work because we're already using all the iron ingots down here. So we'll just disconnect these as we need them. I think what we're going to do is disconnect these. Let's grab some containers here. I think this way we'll have some material built up for when we need it. So that way we got iron rods here, we got bolts here, we got plates up here. Now we can just grab this. This requires shaft, needs bolts and rods. So that should be these two. Bolts and rods, another container over here. And then we need to get some power. There we go, we have one shaft now, so we should be able to upgrade our mission is to upgrade a constructor to level 2. I think we'll just do this one. Upgrade requires, need a copper sheet. Let's go down to our copper setup. This is our copper setup down here. Let's get rid of this. This isn't working anyway. This is making wire. Grab a splitter there. That down to here. Set this to make iron or copper sheets. Requires 2 copper ingots. Of course, we need some power for it. And we can set this over to here. This is full, so we're going to have to sell some copper ingots so that we have room for it. This is set to copper sheets. Not getting any copper ingots because they're all being, they're not being taken anywhere. I just disconnected these lines and hooked them up, and now it's working. So that's nice there. We should have some copper sheets available. So that should be all we need for the upgrade. Let's grab this constructor right here. Upgrade him. There we go. Now he needs pyrite and copper powder to be upgraded further. But this basically unlocks some other recipes we can make now, like including bio pellet fuel. So that's constructor. We need to upgrade a bio burner to level 2. Let's come up here, see what this requires. Copper sheets, cement, and wood. We have all that, so let's go ahead and upgrade that. Now we need to sell 40 sacks of cement. I think we have that already. Maybe we disconnected that. Can extract that, sell that. Complete that mission. Okay, that's our first look at Factory Planner, the demo version. I look forward to seeing where this one goes. It has a lot of incremental factory vibes to it. So we'll keep an eye on this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.